Hello YouTubers, this is Edward here at the Golden Palace, and we're just showing you how it's because it's coconut harvesting season here. So the guy's got the long knife out, and there's the first coconut down, and so they can only pick. There's another coconut. They only pick the ones that are mature that they can get to. It's kind of hard to see. There's a long knife. They have a long, sharp knife at the end of the pole. Sometimes it's hard to get to it. There it comes down. These here coconuts are yellow color. Most of them are green color. It's really hard to see. Allah. see that coconut fell on the top of the spike of the wall. So you just have to be careful that you're not underneath them, of course, because if they hit you in the head, you could die, you could get killed. Some people in the Philippines get killed by falling coconuts every year. So you just have to be careful. Try not to hit that light, guys. So yeah, it can be tough because see, it's hard to see with this cloudy background today. It's kind of been raining most of the day, but the ones on the top, of course, are your immature ones. And so once they get them all cut down that they're gonna cut, then they gather them up, and then once we gather all the coconuts here, we'll put them in the bungo, then take them there to the, this is my brother-in-law, Ruel. You've seen him on many videos already. And this is Nonoy, he's the older brother of Lilibeth, and they're teaming up this time to do the coconut harvest. So it takes, like, say before, it's like 5 or 6 days, 4 guys, sometimes 7 or 8 if the weather doesn't cooperate. Like today, the first day starting to harvest, it's raining, so most of the morning they couldn't do much, so they just tried to get their bamboo, and I guess it's a special type of bamboo. Bamboo is not all the same. And then they put a nice handle here on it with rubber, and here's the end of their bamboo with the knife on the end, you know, and they sharpen that knife up real good, so it's real easy to get the coconuts down. So, and that's just a rubber from like an inner tube. They cut strips of rubber and attach the knife to the bamboo. And then for the taller trees, they have extension that they just add a piece to the bottom and then use the rubber to make an extension for their poles so they can reach up to the real tall trees. Because a lot of those trees are so tall, it's so hard to get to them. You know, and the taller they are, the harder it is to control the long ass pole with a knife on the end of it, right? So these trees here in the back, some of them that were here when we bought the property that we left, they're pretty tall. That one over there is one of the tallest ones that we have on the property here around the Golden Palace. And then these are the new ones that we planted like 4 years ago. the dwarf coconuts they only have to grow like 6 feet high before they start producing coconuts. So it's a lot easier, but then it's a lot easier to steal too if the neighbor deciding, if this was like out in the far jungle, and some of our properties we just have one piece of barbed wire that goes around the property, right? If anybody wanted to steal and they were these low hanging coconut, it would be really easy to steal and take off quick. Where if it's the tall trees, then it's a lot harder because you got to spend a lot more time getting them, right? So that's a little bit about the beginning of the process. I'll do 3 or 4 different videos on the coconut harvesting process, but it's just the first step is just your preparations of your poles and knives, and then they set up camp there where the steaming shack is on one of the properties to the north, and they got a lot of their supplies there already staged and ready for the week, so they don't have to keep running back and forth for things. They got all their camp, basically like a camping equipment and cooking utensils and food and whatever right there, so they have it there for a week. Then once we gather up all the coconuts from around the property here, then maybe tomorrow they'll bag them all up, or actually they'll shuck it. They'll cut the coconut open, get rid of the shell, and take the meat, the copper out, and then they'll bag it. And then we'll put those bags in the bongo and bring it to the steaming shack. So I'll do another video on that later. So anyways, take care guys, until part 2. Bye-bye.